Chapter 6. 1 year earlier. Elixir. May 28, 2010. Karakorum Desert, Turkmenistan. My name is Edward Kelly. The red-haired man with the rat-like face bent forward and reached out his hand to greet Peter. He was enveloped in a cloud of cheap eau de toilette, and Peter guessed that the man was in his late 30s. Reluctantly, he took his hand. Peter Adam. Ellen tore her eyes away from the vast expanse of salt desert glistening underneath them and gave the Englishman a non-committal smile. Ellen Frank. A pleasure. Are you from Germany? He had to shout as the noise of the huge propeller at the front made it almost impossible to have a conversation. The 30-year-old Antonov An-2 biplane was filled to capacity. Ill-humored Russian businessmen in ill-fitting suits and Turkmen with huge lambskin hats on their heads were crowded into the 20 or so seats, holding tight to the briefcases in their laps or to huge packages or cages of chickens. Bulging bags blocked the aisle and lurched around threateningly as the plane juddered through the turbulence. The cabin reeked of sweat and oil. The door to the cockpit was wide open, and Peter could see that the pilot was wearing just a sweat-soaked undershirt. His wife, who had been sitting next to him the whole time, began to maneuver herself through the aisle and approached each passenger individually. The passengers answered monosyllabically. Chanakin, Krasnovodsk, Nebit Dag. Despite the fact that Peter didn't speak Russian, he understood that on this flight one had to announce in advance where one wanted to get off, comparable to a rural bus tour. Ellen graced the Englishman with another smile, and then she pulled out her cannon and snapped a few shots at the passengers in the cabin. Once again, Peter admired her for her ability to extract herself from unpleasant conversations without appearing rude. Shortly after their takeoff in Ashgabat, the Englishman had spotted Peter and Ellen in the row across the aisle, and he had been keen to talk to them. Peter was not in the mood for a chat, but he did not want to be impolite, an old weakness of his. Where are you going? Kelly asked now. Nebit Dag. Hey, me too. What brings you to Turkmenistan? Business or honeymoon? Peter noticed that Kelly's pale green eyes were scrutinizing him and Ellen as if he were trying to commit even the smallest details to memory. Of course, he was mostly interested in Ellen. When Kelly turned his head to the side, Peter could see that the Englishman had only one ear. What was left of his left ear was just layers of reddish, rubbery scar tissue. We aren't married, Ellen replied, and we don't do business either. We do our jobs. Kelly laughed. Touché, he said. I did not intend to be intrusive. We are working for an international news magazine on an article about the silk.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?